So you guys, I'm trying out my Blue Yeti mic. I'm trying it out today. I think what my video is going to be about today would be my grandmother. Unfortunately, today marks 2 years that she passed away. Right now, my dad and his sister are posting videos galore all on Facebook about her. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you about my grandma and, things like that. So, my grandmother, her name was Sandy. Many years ago, she worked as I believe, a waitress at restaurants. Very hard-working woman, serving some very ungrateful, crappy-ass people, okay? She did this for years. She did this when she was younger. When she became a grandmother, I gotta tell you, she was like the best grandmother I've ever had in my life. She lived in the state of West Virginia. Me and my family, we live in Pennsylvania. So, a state away. But she tried to reach out and text us all the time. Every Christmas, she would come up to visit us, and she would make the world's greatest fudge. Okay, I don't know how she made it. And unfortunately, I didn't get her recipe, but she made the world's greatest fudge. And she would always ask me, "Alright, baby, what do you want for Christmas?" And I'm like, "I want your fudge. Like, that's all I want." She's like, "Oh, honey, let me give you some money, or let me get you a gift." And I'm like, "Your fudge is good enough for me." I got fudge from her every year because that's all I wanted. So, about 3 years ago, she decided to move up to Pennsylvania with the rest of her family. And that's when we found out that, of course, she had cancer. My dad was understandably distraught. Yeah, it's recording. Distraught. And I went over to my grandmother. She went to my parents' house to visit them, and I drove down to visit her at my parents' house. Well, I was still kind of learning how to drive, so don't worry, I had a designated trainer with me, okay? But so I went down, and my grandmother, the first thing she asked me was, "Do you got your driver's license yet?" And I told her, I was like, "No, Grandma, I don't. I'm trying to get my driver's license, but I haven't gotten it yet. I'm still learning, I'm still practicing." And she told me, she's like, "Listen, when I die, I want you to have my car." And I told her, I was like, "Don't you ever talk to me that way. Don't you talk about you leaving me down here on this earth." She's like, "Honey, I'm serious. When I die, I want you to have my car." And I was like, "Fine, whatever. I don't care. I don't want to talk about it, She made sure that my dad was in the other room, and she's like, "Psst, psst." And I was like, "What, Grandma?" And she made me promise her right then and there. She said, "Listen to me. When I die, please watch over my son for me," which is my dad. She's like, "Please watch over him for me." She made me promise that I would watch over him, that I would help him and my mom with anything they needed when she passed away. And I told her, I was like, "Grandma, I don't want to talk about that." And she's like, "Promise me." And I looked at her and I was like, promise. I promise. She was able to stay around long enough on this earth to meet my daughter. Her and my daughter were the best friends, and she would always call my daughter her girlfriend, you know. So my daughter and my grandmother got along so well. And 2 years ago, she passed away. She passed away in her apartment. She lived the next town over from me, and she passed away. I guess, I don't know all the details, but I guess she, from what I've been told, she passed away. I guess she, maybe took a shower but she passed away, like, in a praying position. I guess she was, like, on her knees, doing this on her couch or something, and just passed away. Unfortunately, my aunt, which is the daughter of my grandmother, went to visit her the next day, opened her apartment door, and just found the scene. She called the ambulance, and they told her, you know, your mom's gone. And that's how we all found out. When I found out that my grandmother had passed away, that was like the most hardest and devastating things for me, because like I said, I got along with my grandma. She was like my best friend. Her and I, we had so much in common. We loved crystals. I showed her my crystal collections, and when she was alive, and she told me that she wished she was able to have her own, but she just could never afford it. She told me that her favorite crystal was rose quartz, but like I said, she was never able to have any of her own. Also, before she died, remember that promise that I mentioned, that she made me promise her? She also made me promise her as well. She's like, I don't want you telling your dad that I made you promise me this until a year after I'm gone. So, a year after, which was last year, I already got my driver's license in my car. A little late in life, because I'm 30 years old. I still made it, who cares, right? But I told my dad, I drove my dad home from work, and I was like, Dad, it's been a year, I can tell you now. And I told him what my grandma had said. Sorry. And my dad cried. He's like, your mom, like, he's like, my mom made you promise her that you would watch out for me and your mom and help us with whatever we needed help with. And I was like, yeah. And I'm keeping that promise. So, like I said, my dad cried, and I also gave my dad a rose quartz crystal, and he didn't understand it. He's like, why are you giving me this rock for? And I said, this was your mother's favorite stone, like her favorite crystal, and she wasn't able to collect any of her own, so considering the fact that this crystal was her favorite, I feel like she wants me to give it to you. My dad had tears in his eyes, and I'm gonna tell you something, my dad put that crystal in his uniform pocket and carried it around everywhere he went from that point on. He even slept with it. It's like also seeing my dad go through the loss of a parent. I don't know, it just made me snap out of everything, because, you know, in all reality, it's like you don't know how long you're gonna have your parents on this earth. And I just snapped out of it, and I was like, I want to be there more for my parents. I want to create memories with them. I want to be with them more. My mom, she has a lot of health issues. She's got heart problems, high blood pressure, everything. My dad, he's prone to seizures. If he doesn't take his medications, he can have a seizure. He has a few blood clots here and there, so it's, you know, and it's like, for me, I want to spend as much time as I can with my parents on this earth, because I know whenever they fly away from this earth, I won't see them for a very long time until it's my turn to cross over. I don't know if you're hearing the buzzing in my pocket, but whoever is blowing up my phone, I'm going to punch them. Okay, I'm sorry. It's like every time I try to make a video, it's pss, 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 pss. Go away. Okay. But, yeah, today marks 2 years that my grandmother had passed away, and I just want to say that I miss her, and I miss her fudge. Like, I don't have anybody now to make me fudge. I mean, I could probably make it myself, but ain't nobody's fudge gonna be as great as my grandmother's, okay? Like, not even mine. So yeah, I miss my grandma. I miss her fudge. I miss everything about her. I did end up getting her car. The one she wanted me to have. I offered my aunt $5,000 for it. And my aunt was like, no, you're not paying it. Like, this was a gift from my mom to you. You're not paying for it. It's like an older car, but it's funny because when I got my driver's license, I was like, I want a mom car. I had no idea what my grandmother's car looked like, but I was like, I want a mom car. My grandmother's car is the ideal mom car. I can't pronounce the car name. It's like I don't know, I can't even think of the name right now, but yeah, so I got her car, got my license, but yeah, today marks 2 years. 2 years since she passed away. And also, as a little side note, I do play Minecraft. Just because I'm a mom, it doesn't mean I can't game, okay? I play games all the time. I play Minecraft, and I mostly do like in the building mode, so I like to build and construct. When my grandmother passed away, in Minecraft, I had built a really huge cemetery, and I put a grave in it for her. I put her name in there, little details about her. So, and I even put one of my other friends in there that had passed away as well. So it's like anytime somebody in my life passes away, I'm adding them into my Minecraft cemetery, because it's kind of like closure for me. And I did this for my grandmother because my grandmother's body, I believe, was taken back to West Virginia and buried. So I really don't have the means to just get up and go down to West Virginia. So to help me mentally and emotionally, I buried her in my cemetery in Minecraft. I know that probably sounds silly, but I mean, it helped me out, and I made a video of it, and I sent it to my dad, and I was like, listen, I know it's just a game and you won't understand, but this is what I did. My dad is not a gamer, but he liked it, he enjoyed it. So yeah, I miss my grandma, I miss her fudge, and today is 2 years since she has left me to go to the better place. So yeah, that is all I have for today. I'm hoping this Blue Yeti microphone is gonna be my lifesaver. I got the blue one because blue is my favorite color. Okay, that's all I have for today, so I'm gonna go. I'll catch you next time.